Let's face it, most people have dreamed about being the life of the party, especially when you're in high school or you're in college or middle school. You want to be the life of the party. You want to be the person that stands out. You want to be popular. You want to be liked by everyone. But how realistic is that? And what does that mean to be the life of the party? Is it something that you really want? Think about the kids that were the life of the party. Were they always in trouble? Were they always doing the wrong thing? And that's what made them popular? You probably would feel uncomfortable doing the wrong thing, right? But life of the party can also mean that you're just a ton of fun, that people love being around you, you know how to liven things up. And I find that there's a lot of borderlines who fit that description very well. Like they're the center of attention, people love them. They love to laugh with people. They can be compassionate and understanding. They can just be a ton of fun. But what if your life of the party borderline is driving you a little bonkers? Like it's kind of like the good comes with the bad. I've known some borderlines who were like everybody knew them and everybody liked them, but they could also have some traits that were hard to difficult to grasp, and they would go in and out of a lot of friendships because sometimes they may appear to be selfish or self-centered when it came to certain aspects of the relationship. So yeah, we're gonna explore this a little bit. So let's keep it real. The borderline who's driving you up the wall with intensity, mixed signals, or emotional whiplash is often the same person who lights up every room they walk into. That contrast isn't a coincidence, it's part of the same emotional wiring. So here's what's actually happening underneath that life of the party energy. Emotional intensity equals social magnetism. People with borderline traits feel emotions at full volume. That intensity can look like big laughter, big reactions, big storytelling, big presence. Intensity draws people in. It's captivating, even addictive. The same emotional volume that overwhelms you in private is what makes them sparkle in public. They're masters of reading the room. Many individuals with borderline patterns are extremely sensitive to emotional cues. They can sense who needs attention, what tone the group is in, how to shift the vibe, how to make people feel seen. That sensitivity can feel like magic socially and like chaos in relationships. The life of the party persona is often a shield. A lot of people with BPD learn early on that being fun, entertaining, charismatic, dramatic, engaging keeps them from being rejected. It's a survival strategy. If they're dazzling, no one will leave. If they're lovable, no one will abandon them. But when the mask comes off, usually with the person they're closest to, the vulnerability and fear show up. They crave connection but fear intimacy. This is the paradox. In public, they're magnetic, warm, they're bold, they're expressive, but in private, they're scared, they're reactive, they're sensitive, they're afraid of losing you. The closer you get, the more their fear activates, and that's why you get the storm while everybody else gets the sunshine. High-functioning borderlines look like charisma. Many people with borderline traits are high-functioning, meaning they can hold jobs, maintain friendships, present as confident, mask their internal chaos, perform socially at a high level. These are the coworkers, friends, or partners who seem vibrant and put together until you see the emotional intensity behind the scenes. Low-functioning borderline is more visibly distressed. High-functioning BPD is often the life of the party. Same disorder, different coping styles. So why is the borderline who's driving you crazy also the life of the party? Because the same emotional system that makes them passionate, intense, sensitive, expressive, attuned, dramatic is what makes them both irresistible in public and overwhelming in private. Their charisma and their chaos come from the same source. So we can go deeper into why you get the difficult side while everyone else gets the charming one. That's a whole dynamic of its own. What makes your BPD family member the life of the party? Let's unpack this in a grounded human way, without stereotypes, without making anyone look bad, and without glamorizing suffering. When people say someone with borderline traits is the life of the party, they're usually describing a social pattern, not a literal party trick. So here's what's actually going on. Why people with BPD can seem like the life of the party. The phrase is really shorthand for magnetic, emotionally expressive, and intensely engaging behavior. It's not about parties, it's about presence. Many people with borderline traits show high emotional intensity. They feel emotions strongly and express them vividly. That can make them funny, dramatic, passionate, engaging, charismatic. People are drawn to emotional energy. They have a strong attunement to others. Many individuals with BPD are extremely sensitive to social cues, emotional shifts, what others need or want. This can make them great conversationalists, empathetic, warm, charming. They know how to make people feel seen, a desire for connection. They often crave closeness and acceptance. That can translate into being outgoing, entertaining, affectionate, and socially bold. It's not manipulation, it's longing. Most people interact with high-functioning individuals, co-workers, friends, partners, and never realize the internal struggle because the external persona is so vibrant. That's why the life of the party label sticks. It's the outward expression of an inward storm. If you want, we can go deeper into why high-functioning BPD is often misdiagnosed, why people with BPD can be both magnetic and overwhelmed, and how this affects relationships and attachment patterns. So your life of the party can differ between whether you have a low functioning or high functioning. Lower functioning may dabble more into toxic behaviors like drug use or things that are, alcoholism to numb their pain. And also high functioning people could do the same thing. But you might find that the lower functioning person can't get up to go to work for months at a time, potentially. So there are definitely some key differences in how they would party, because a high functioning one might know how to party in a very responsible way and manner, whereas a low functioning one might not know when or where to stop or have any type of boundaries. So I think this is really fascinating. You definitely want to check out my other videos because I think they can really help somebody who has BPD, whether they're life of the party or not. The reason why I like life of the party type borderlines, and they could be life of the party in church, is because they say what they want to say. They say what they feel. They're not as censored. They say, like, if they're angry, mad, frustrated, while everybody else is trying to be so politically correct. They know how to express things innocently, but boldly. And I really admire that quality. So when you realize that the same traits that make someone magnetic in public can create chaos in private, you start to see the whole pattern differently. And once you understand that contrast, you can't help but want to dig deeper into what drives it and what it reveals about all of us. So if anything, exploring this dynamic isn't just about understanding them, it's about understanding why certain personalities collide, why we're drawn to emotional intensity, and what it says about our own attachment patterns. So, hey, beautiful people, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and what topics you want me to explore next. Your feedback means so much to me. Let's keep this adventure going. Don't break up with me. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Check out my books on Amazon for insights on enhancing your love life, navigating narcissistic personalities, and exploring the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Links are in the description. You're amazing, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.